So while R. Kelly was being served up in New York, I guess not that far away from him, Ghislane Maxwell, she was also being sentenced to 20 years in prison on Tuesday for helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse teenage girls in what the judge called a horrific scheme that inflicted incalculable harm on all of the victims. Now, the British socialite, who was 60 years old, was convicted in December of 5 charges, including sex trafficking a minor, for recruiting and grooming of young girls to have sexual encounters with Epstein, her then boyfriend, between 1994 and 2004. Speaking at her sentencing in Manhattan federal court before learning her sentence, Maxwell called Epstein a manipulative, cunning, and controlling man who fooled everyone in his orbit. She said she was sorry for the pain his victims experienced and that the greatest regret of her life was that she met Jeffrey Epstein. Now, see, she put it all on him, Rev.
Okay.
That's female privilege. People always talk about male privilege. Female privilege is being able to say, it's all his fault. He did all of it. Because that's not what the girls are saying. Okay, now the judge, Allison Nathan, said that Maxwell did not appear to express any remorse or accept responsibility, which she didn't. She directly and repeatedly over the years participated in a horrific scheme to entice, transport, and traffic underage girls, some as young as 14 years old, for sexual abuse by and with Jeffrey Epstein. The damage done to these young women is incalculable. Now, Maxwell's lawyer said that she will appeal, arguing the public scrutiny of the case before the trial left little room for her to be treated fairly. Now, obviously, this case is important for the same reason, obviously, that the R. Kelly case is important. But this is even bigger scale, Rev. This woman was operating in circles that the most elite circles, period. The most elite circles, period. You look at some of the most famous people in the world, she and Jeffrey Epstein were associated with, like Bill Clinton. Okay? Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein grew close in the first few years after the former president left office. According to a statement, Clinton took a total of 4 trips on his private jet in 2002 and 2003, traveling to Europe, Asia, and Africa. At the time, Clinton told New York that Epstein is a highly successful financier and committed philanthropist. Now, in this week, Bill Clinton said he knew nothing of Epstein's terrible crimes and that the two hadn't spoken in a decade. But the picture of the relationship painted by former President Clinton does not square with the flight logs that put Bill Clinton on Epstein's jet, dubbed the Lolita Express, 26 times. 26 times. Or with the Gawker 2015 report that had Epstein's little black book, which included 21 contact numbers and various emails for Bill Clinton. Another one of Epstein's victims, Virginia Giuffre, also claimed in a 2015 affidavit that Bill Clinton visited the financier's private island, though Clinton denies it. Now, I've read a lot of stories where the people who worked for Jeffrey Epstein, a lot of his former employers at his ranch in New Mexico, say that Bill and Hillary used to come there and stay the night at his New Mexico estate. So we know the Clintons are fantastical liars. If there's one thing we know about Bill Clinton, about Hillary Clinton, these people are fantastical liars and always have been. Donald Trump, Donald Trump said he'd known Jeffrey Epstein for 15 years and that he was a terrific guy. Trump said he's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, many of them on the younger side.
Okay.
Donald Trump, no, that's why they hate Trump, because Trump just says it. He just comes out and says it. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life. Now, Trump's comments about Epstein's taste in women have gotten a lot of attention for obvious reasons. Trump and Epstein lived near each other in Palm Beach, ran in the same social circles. Trump also flew on the Lolita Express. Now, Virginia Giuffre, the victim of Jeffrey Epstein, the most prominent one, said that while working as a towel girl at Mar-a-Lago, at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, she was recruited by Ghislane Maxwell to become one of his sex slaves. So she was recruited at Trump's Mar-a-Lago to become one of Jeffrey Epstein's sex slaves in 1999. So this is bizarre. Now, one of the attorneys who represents several of Epstein's alleged victims said that Epstein was banned from Mar-a-Lago because he sexually assaulted an underage girl at the club. Mm-hmm. So that's sort of the thing that the Trumpers are hanging their hat on, that, well, Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago because he sexually assaulted a young girl. Now, during the 2016 election, an anonymous California woman filed a lawsuit saying that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein raped her at Jeffrey Epstein's mansion in 1994 when she was only 13 years old. Now, several journalists expressed confusion or skepticism at looking at the story. Donald Trump, of course, denied the allegations, and the woman dropped her suit weeks before the election. Now, Gawker actually published in Epstein's Black Book, when they published his Black Book, that the Trump people said that Mr. Trump only knew Mr. Epstein as Mr. Trump owns the hottest and most luxurious club in Palm Beach, and Mr. Epstein would go there on occasion. But media reports from the early 2000s show multiple interactions between the two in social settings. Trump also called Epstein twice in November 2004, according to message pads seized from Epstein's mansion. So so both presidents, Trump and Clinton, had a lot more contact with Epstein and a lot more dealings with him than they want to admit. Also, Alan Dershowitz. You have Alan Dershowitz, the prominent Harvard law professor, who says that that Virginia Giuffre said that she was recruited to be a masseuse for her, and that Epstein had coerced her into having sex with him. Wow. She was also told that she had to have sex with other men, unfortunately, not just Epstein and Dershowitz. Leslie Wexner, who owns Victoria's Secrets and Bath and Body Works, was once the main client of Epstein's money management firm, according to Bloomberg. He started working with Jeffrey Epstein in the early 90s, and in 2003, Epstein said that people had suggested the two men shared one brain. Wow. And not only that, Wexner is the previous owner of the lavish mansion in New York where Epstein is alleged to have committed a lot of his crimes. Then you have Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, Prince Charles's younger brother, who was a longtime personal friend of Epstein and had been directly accused of having sex with at least one underage girl. In 2015 court documents, Virginia Giuffre, who we've referenced earlier, said that she was coerced into having sex with Prince Andrew and that she was forced to participate in an orgy with other underage girls for Prince. Now, Buckingham Palace has denied these claims. You have another media mogul billionaire, Mort Zuckerman, who, the former owner of the New York Daily News and the Atlantic, invested with Epstein in the gossip magazine Radar in 2004. Woody Allen. Now, we all know Woody Allen likes him young. His daughter, Dylan, alleged that he sexually assaulted her when she was 7 years old. Woody Allen made several appearances with Jeffrey Epstein over the years. Allen attended a party for Prince Andrew at Epstein's mansion. He was pictured walking around the Upper East Side with him in 2013. So this is less than a decade ago. Larry Summers, who was Bill Clinton's Treasury Secretary, was deeply connected with Epstein. He helped him raise money for Harvard University. In 2003, Epstein gave $30 million to Harvard for the Epstein program for mathematical biology. And he actually put his name on the thing. It was called the Epstein Program for Mathematical Biology. Summer also appeared in the Lolita Express dialogues. Bill Barr, Donald Trump's Attorney General. He also served as legal counsel at Kirkland and Ellis. Ken Starr, who went after Bill Clinton. So
Yeah.
Bill Clinton and the guy who went after him, the former independent counsel who investigated Bill Clinton, served on Epstein's all-star legal team in 2008. Stephen Hawking has ties to Jeffrey Epstein. He spent time on Epstein's island. Harvey Weinstein, again, that name, Harvey Weinstein. Others, quickly, other acquaintances, because we have to get to the Happy Happies after this.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin, Ted Kennedy, Courtney Love, Bill Richardson, the former governor of New Mexico, a guy who was considered one of the main front runners for the Democratic nomination 2016. Bill Richardson, George Stephanopoulos, so many people. Chris Tucker flew to Africa on Epstein's jet with Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey. Jesus Christ. We got to stay away from these folks. right? We got to stay away from these folks. Yes.